Hey guys, Six here, gonna be giving you another game, 1v1 on Xel'Naga Caverns. It's another Yoon game available from the same replay pack available from sc2sea.com. And he will be playing against Hash again. So it will be a TVT on Xel'Naga Caverns once again. This game, the only difference is that the positions have been reversed. Yeah, not much going to be happening in the early stages, so I will be speeding it up just a little bit at the moment, just to get the openings out of the way. It doesn't look like there's going to be, much deviation. Both of these players not going to be cheesing or doing anything too crazy, hopefully at the start here. So yeah, you might have noticed in my last game I actually put on some custom tracks. As we see the barracks being made now, I put up some custom tracks, so if you guys have any music that you want played during the games, just email that to me at sixthstarcraft@gmail.com. I would ask that the songs not be too dynamic in their volume fluctuations, and that the if there is any singing in it, that it's not too distracting lyric-wise and volume-wise, and it's not just crazy screeching. And both players just getting their orbital commands down now. Both players choosing to take a gas, so no 2 racks. In the last game we saw a lot of Banshees from both players, and Yoon actually lost his cloaking field that was for the Banshees that was researching by losing his tech lab. So hopefully we will see a little bit of a better starport placement this game, as last game it was reverse positions and he had the starport here. The tech lab was here and it got picked up by Hash's units on the ground, which were able to see onto the high ground by using a medevac. And it does look like Yoon will be electing to get his fast factory out, going to be putting up a second gas. So I would have seen that we are going to see some more Banshee play, especially on this map, just because it is quite easy to bounce between this mineral line, and then you can just hide your Banshee at this void until your opponent chooses to get a Viking. And we do have a 1 Reaper coming out for Hash, and Reaper's so good just to take these scouting these Xel'Naga towers, and just so good to scout around the map, just see if anything is going on. It does look like that Hash will be going for a 1 racks FE, gonna be putting down a couple more barracks very soon after this command center. I know because I saw it on HD's build order channel that he put on ages ago, and we do have the starport as well as the tech lab going down, so definitely going to be seeing some Banshees. Going to be avoiding any sort of scans, really. This base is so big that you can really hide some tech here for a very long time until your opponent chooses to either pop in with a scan or Overlord or an Observer or something. But yeah, there's just a lot of space in Xel'Naga Caverns to hide stuff. So it's pretty important that you scout around the base, and that Reaper just really helps you do that. If you take a look at the sort of amount of map that has already been defugified, like all this down here has been spotted a little bit. This Reaper going to be bouncing up here, gets picked off immediately by 2 of Yoon's Marines. Very good positioning here, anticipating the Reaper jumping up onto the cliff, and as it did come in sight of this barracks. So very fast reactions as well, actually. And the starport has switched off with the factory, going to be using that tech lab now, getting up his fast Banshee cloak. But Hash choosing to go 3 racks now. Going to be primarily Marines with a couple more orders out now. No signs of Custom Shell. Instead we see a stim pack, so very good to get that stim pack up first. However, Hash doesn't even have its engineering bay down now, so it does look like he will be very, very vulnerable to the Banshee with Cloak. This second order command going to help by providing additional scans and mules. However, Hash hasn't even sort of scouted into the base quite yet. Putting it down his engineering bay down now, so he's familiar with the timing though. And Yoon gonna be moving out with a lot of Marines and a Hellion again. His Marine is going to be able to spot incoming force just because he did have that tower. And Hash should be making a bunker quite soon, I would think. But Yoon isn't quite pushing in quite yet, just using control of both towers. And we do have the first Banshee going to be coming in here. Cloaking is just going to finish just as this Banshee comes in. Very good timing right now. and the second Banshee also finishing. However, there's a turret here from Hashe. Going to be trying to get that up. He needs to pick up the SCV. That is building the turret. 2 hits is required to pick up an SCV, and it does look like that turret is going to be made by all these SCVs crowding the turret. A turret under mass repair is very, very, very difficult to handle, and but Yoon just close, going to be picking up some Marines. The Banshee can outrange the Marines just a little bit by one distance, and this turret able to spot for the Marines able to protect, and he does lose the Banshee. Yoon, that is, but a second one is coming into play right as we speak. Yoon also getting his expansion down as well. Going to be cloaking coming up this way. There is a turret here already. Able to spot all the infantry, able to ward that away a little bit. Should be taking some free hits on this SCV, just picking it up right there. Just being as annoying as he can be. Going to pick up another SCV. So this Banshee's already got 3 kills. I believe 1 Marine and 2 SCVs. Going to be getting up some free hits on this Orbital Command. Not able to, not being used really quite yet. And getting up a lot of hits. But not really taking down that many SCVs to compensate for the 2 Banshees and the cloaking. We do have the 3rd Banshee in the bottom right, and Stim just finishes, gonna scan and able to pick up that 2nd Banshee. A 3rd one is coming into play, so Yoon really dedicated to his Banshee play. However, this contained by Harass has allowed you to establish his natural expansion, and this large bionic force is gonna be able to sees this tower. Yoon does see this and retreat in time. It doesn't really look like Yoon has a lot of just ground army to be able to take on what Hashe is currently fielding. It does look like to me he will need some Banshees, but these 2 Banshees are able to pick up quite a few units. He's got to be careful of the scans, and I would have thought that Yoon would have made a bunker or something in the front, but choosing not to do that. Scan does go down. It looks like these Banshees are being focus fired. Both of the Banshees go down. SCVs being used to tank some damage, and Hellions and Marines versus just Marines now. That already got picked off and exploded. Yoon just having enough, just surviving. All the SCVs of the national expansion actually went down. Siege mode is just finishing now for Yoon, so we do have a 5 racks and 1 factory going down, have gone down. It's just getting up those extra tech labs and add-ons as well. Hashe wisely putting a missile turret at the front and at the back. You want to protect your army and allow them to detect at these 2 choke points in case the cloak Banshees are backed up with an army. And speaking of the devil, 1 Banshee does pop in here. Hashe very good with his turret placement, just covering all of his perimeters. The other turret at the national expansion covering the middle line as well, of course. But all these turrets, they aren't cheap. There's a lot of minerals that he's burning on potentially scanning and on potential detection and on potential air defense. I really think that if you just went hard into the tank and Marines right now, that he will be able to steamroll this, as Hashe's ground army is quite so big, and he's being forced to make all these turrets. Banshee does go down right there. So in a sense, it is kind of paying off for itself, but it's hard to say. It's about even. I would go to the units lost tab, and yeah, the resources is very, very even. However, Hashe has lost more units. If we go to the army size, actually, the food differential is very, very marginal. Only 4 to 6, 8 food difference. It keeps changing. But yeah, but this game is still very, very even. And yeah, just upgrades going down now. Yoon finally getting his stim bank thrown down. Just about finished as well. This siege stack in position to get off some 3 shots here. Going to be using this Banshee to try and force a scan and then lead them back into the siege line. This Banshee able to run a little bit of a riot. Going to be picking up any reinforcements coming down the ramp that have been rallied from those 5 racks. I think 5 racks actually. Hashe really needs to finish this barracks. Just going to be so annoying with this Banshee. Already up to 3 kills. Doing a lot of damage on Eddie. Forcing Hashe to scan again. That is another mule. Yeah, just wasting that medevac's energy. It's pretty much depleted now. And actually, Hashe does have a small force here, so we may be looking for some drop play. We're going to be scanning and seeing what Yoon is fielding at the front. He currently has 2 siege tanks and quite a large biological force. Going to be moving in here, trying to bait the forces of Hashe to run back into the siege line. However, it does look like Hashe will pull back. He's going to be taking down this turret as well. Going to assist with Banshees. Just open up that option to it, but it does look like if we see the production tab, the combat shields is just finishing now, and Yoon is going to be focusing much more on that ground army. He's going to be getting a Raven as well, so interesting choice. PDD does work on those Marauder shells, and it does look like using the medevac to drop on the low ground up in the north there. Going to be trying to attack on multiple fronts, but it does look like huge siege tank placement is too good, able to get up so much splash damage on those small infantry numbers, forcing SCVs off the line right now. It does look like you will be able to lure these units back into the siege line. If he is able to do that, it will just wreak havoc on Hashe's forces, and Hashe is in a lot of trouble right now. These upgrades for the infantry have been thrown down almost about halfway done. Raven on the way as well, and if you just look at the minimap, just more units pouring in for you. This contain really has been very, very effective. He needs to get a few more siege tanks down here just to feel very, very comfortable, and Hashe desperately needs to pull something out of the bag here. A very early stim, anticipating that the siege tank was much closer than it really was. He really did not need to siege to stim there. He should have sent in a medevac first, just to spot, and Marauder on Marauder now. No concussive shells for Yoon, I think. No concussive shells for either player. Concussive shells is such a great upgrade, just 50-50, and it has such a large difference. It makes such a huge difference. Yoon throwing down that auto turret, able to tank some fire for these Marauders on the Marauders. Siege tank also getting in the way there. More Marines for Hashe coming in, trying to repel this attack, but Yoon doesn't like to load up and retreat back to the siege line. Has some more infantry forces up here, and just look at this mini-map, just snakes of units pouring in for Yoon, just electing for those faster building units, not worrying too much about the tank, trying to get out as much Marine Marauder as you can, just win with overwhelming numbers, and Hashe knows he's in trouble. Yoon going to be baiting with his auto turret, running in with the rest of his infantry, trying to cause some sort of reaction, trying to lure Hashe into the siege line of his tanks. Very good placement right here. This Ultimate Command is going to go down, despite the mass repairing from the SCVs. This Raven does have enough for another auto turret, and 2 hits now actually. So just going to be going with Raven. It's a very, very sexy unit. This Raven already has 5 kills from those auto turrets. And it does look like Hashe is being forced to go all in here. Tons of SCVs, all the SCVs being pulled off the line. Nothing, I think, is mining. And the placement here for you, just so good. These SCVs are stuck in the back right now. They're not fulfilling their purpose. Hashe needs to click on the middle for something so that he goes through his own infantry units, but it doesn't matter. It does look like that Yoon's siege tank placement, as well as the number of infantry he was able to produce very, very quickly. And the PDD, I think that was a PDD there. Just so good, and Hashe only being left with a few SCVs mining gas. And that's all she wrote. So I will see you guys whenever. Bye.